Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And yeah, I'm not feeling too great, so I'm going to let her lead the next couple of videos here. But we're going to talk about Hollywood people being petty, and we're going to start with Simu Liu, who is being his usual self. He's upset over tea.
Yeah, he's always mad about something and blaming somebody for something. So yeah, apparently Simu Liu was on Dragon's Den, which is like Canada's version of Shark Tank. And he's mad because a boba tea company, or they want to do a boba tea, that they want to reinvent it. And he's mad because he was looking at the can. He's like, I don't see on here where it says where it came from. And makes claims of cultural appropriation because Simu Liu spends his time pretending to be triggered about literally everything because he doesn't have much of a career anymore.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I remember when he was being a little bitch about Shang-Chi, and he made this little image, which he took down, but like he had us on there too, and say about we were a bunch of jerks because we were like, all wanting it to fail, and it's like we actually gave it a good review and said that the reason we thought it was doing less than it could have done was because Disney was shortchanging it on advertising for the Eternals, which turned out to be true.
Yeah.
But he listed us in here because all he wants to do is be one of those people who are perpetually triggered about everything. Has to be triggered all the time because he's a little bitch.
Well, he got busted. He got busted for some spicy posts on Reddit.
Did he?
Years back, yeah.
Well, good because he's being a little bitch. Anyway,
so we're gonna talk about this. He's being a little bitch about tea.
He's Canadian, by the way.
Bitch tea. It's like bitch pudding. But he has become a self-described kind of culture warrior himself, and he has spent a lot of time complaining about things that most people really wouldn't think much about.
Well, it's funny to me because I remember when Shang-Chi came out, the Chinese people were mad because he was too ugly.
Yeah, right.
So I just thought that was funny. But where everybody else is supposedly bad people. It's just he's getting mad and he's like accusing cultural appropriation. And while yes, boba tea is traditionally a Chinese, I think Taiwan type thing. Everybody has it all over the place. It is everywhere. Other Asian cultures have it. It's all over the place now. So if you're going to accuse one tea company of cultural appropriation, you have to accuse every cafe, Starbucks, every other place that sells boba tea of cultural appropriation.
Yeah, they're all over the place. You go to flea markets, you got black people, white people, Asian people, men, women, everybody's selling boba tea. Now it's a thing. So anyway, before you get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
So let's kind of go through this, and you have the clip, don't you, where he's reacting?
Yeah, hold on. So this is the clip. Let me go ahead and play this for you. So this is on that Dragon's Den, which is like the Canadian version of our Shark Tank. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
I am studying your can, and I am looking for anything that tells me where boba came from.
Why would it? It's like there's so many other things that came from other countries and it doesn't say on the can where it came from. You're right from the get-go being ridiculous.
So I gotta wonder, right? Or is he gonna have a problem with Boba Fett because they already had his ship renamed?
I don't know.
It's not the Slave One anymore. It's just Boba Fett Starship or whatever. Now Boba is cultural appropriation.
Well, it's bubble tea. Yeah, it's ridiculous. He's like looking at the can. I don't see that. You're not naming where it came from. Well, there's a lot of other places there, Simu.
And where boba came from is Taiwan. I started this venture company for a lot of reasons, but really primarily to uplift minority entrepreneurs. And
so he's literally on the show and he's going to act like that because they're white.
Yeah.
A lot of white people sell boba tea, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. White people, black people, doesn't matter. You go to a flea market, you go to any flea market, you go to any comic book convention, you go to any kind of outdoor event, festivals, all kinds of people, all walks of life selling boba tea, right? It's like saying you're not allowed to sell green tea because, you're not. Now, here's the thing. He's basically saying, he said, I'm here to uplift minority creators. And guess what, fam? You aren't a minority creator.
That's what he did. He just embarrassed them in front of everybody because, And
then
why are you on the show? I mean, then why are you demanding when you're the guest, they just only show you a minority creator?
Right. And then I'm also like, if he did put something on there, he'd be like, well, this is cultural appropriation because, you're talking about Taiwan and Taiwanese culture and you don't know anything about it. Get out of here, Whitey.
I'm just thinking thinking about how many people, like other cultures, have appropriated things from other places, and now it's like a normal everyday aspect of their culture. And and here's the thing: now everybody knows what bubble tea is. Everybody loves it. A lot of people love it. It's all worldwide. People are loving it.
Right.
It's a good thing. It's like it's enhancing your culture. And no, you're mad because you didn't put Taiwan on the bottle.
I don't like it. They're like little slime balls. And I don't like slime
he
balls
really
in my
hates it.
drink.
But our daughter loves it anyway.
And not only do I feel like this is not happening here,
So not happening here. What? So not only did you show me a bunch of white people instead of the minorities I wanted, but now you're trying to do boba tea, which I'm personally offended by.
I'm offended by
But honestly, it's the day that ends in Y that Simu Liu is offended about something.
here, but that I would be uplifting a business that is profiting off of something that feels so dear to my cultural heritage.
What a bitch! The other person was like, "What?"
boba tea is dear to your cultural heritage. Are you freaking kidding me?
Well, you know what? TV shows and movies are dear to my cultural heritage because a lot of film and stuff came out of Hollywood. And you're there ruining it, Simu Liu. So you need to go back to where you came from in Canada. Because, you're ruining what I love. And, a lot of the cinema stuff originated in Hollywood. So how dare you?
Go back to where you came from. Canada.
I know. Well, he was in China, I guess, when he was 5, and then he was in Canada.
He's
so
been in Canada most of his life.
I'm like,
right?
for
He's
heaven's
Canadian.
sakes, dude.
Come on, dude.
There's things okay, my background, I have a very diverse background, actually. And there's things that we have, recipes and things that have been handed down through the generations of our family. And if somebody else wanted to make them, I would not be offended. I'd be like, yes, let me show you how. So you can see what, appreciate it too. God, even the other host was like, what?
I want to be a part of bringing boba to the masses, but not like this.
I want to bring boba to the masses as long as you're the right fucking color.
Well, okay, so but boba has not been brought to the masses yet.
I know.
It's at freaking Disney World. Do we have to do a genetic testing of everybody that peddles boba? They're selling it in freaking Pandora, aren't they? Don't they have like a boba?
Yeah, they have different drinks with the boba type. They're not calling it boba, but the little fruit balls or whatever.
Well, just call it goo balls. Drink my goo balls.
No, don't call it
American white bread goo balls. Put them in your mouth and suck them.
So for that reason, I'm out.
What a little bitch.
God.
Thanks.
Respect that.
He doesn't even know. You don't know what their cultural heritage is, though. Because just because they look white doesn't mean that you know without a DNA test who they are and what they're from. Because there's people that look like very light skin or very dark skin and they have a diverse cultural background from different countries that you might assume they aren't part of. He didn't know that. He just assumed. He assumed that.
I respect that.
And they were very nice about it.
It makes me sad how successful this business is. It makes me sad that
Wait, what? It makes me
drinking boba with the raccoon with the sun.
It doesn't mean that they don't have the opportunity to change and do that.
That's true, but there has to be a willingness, and I have to.
Fuck you!
Oh my
Fuck you,
God!
you little
What
bit.
an idiot!
And everybody's, oh, poor Simu Liu. He criticizes them about cultural appropriation as concerns.
He said it makes him
said.
It makes him sad. It makes him sad that somebody is successful, and the brown woman next to him is like, "What the fuck?"
I hope this bites him in the ass because I'm tired of this
It
little
is biting him in the
bitchy
ass.
ass attitude. They're seeking $1 million. They were looking for $1 million in exchange for 18% of the company, right? I don't.
Right.
Does
That's
Simu
a
Liu
lot.
have that much money?
I don't.
But they're saying here's what their track record is. They said they think they could be worth $1 billion in the next 5 years, which I think is a little much.
That's
But
not.
they said that the company has just ended its second year with $4.6 million in revenue. And
Wow.
expects to make $7 million in revenue this year, which is why he's mad and why he's making the comment, this comment here, about it's just sad that these people
People are, they're
Why?
drinking boba with the raccoon with the sun.
It doesn't mean that they don't have the opportunity to change and do that.
That's true, but
It
there has to
doesn't
be a
mean-
willingness. And I have
She's
to be able
giving
to
it back
invest
to
in these
him.
founders knowing that,
Right,
that
but they
change is
didn't.
possible.
They didn't say no. The collaboration that they've had to this point is with their supplier in Taiwan, and if nobody else has told them that before, you can't put that all on them.
Well, wait. So the supplier in Taiwan didn't have a problem with it,
Right.
But Simu Liu, who was born in China and grew up in Canada, is sitting here acting like a little bitch. And because of his behavior, he had to put out a statement. Well, first of all, that tea company had to apologize. over this.
They didn't have to apologize.
But because,
Nobody had to
we'll read that in a
apologize.
minute. Because of his behavior, he had to ask Dragon's Den's fans to stop sending death threats and harassment to the Boba Tea Company because of his behavior on the show.
Probably Marvel stands. Probably the same people that send threats to anybody that didn't like his movie. God, that's ridiculous. That was such a, like, you could say, hey, I would have appreciated more of a
You would
a
give
shout
more
out
credit to Taiwan, you know.
Right, but-
And there's no one saying they aren't going to do that moving forward. They didn't
Well, that's what
think
she
of it.
said. She said, well, now that you talked to them about, like, maybe they could put a little something on it.
But their suppliers in Taiwan had no fucking problem with it. And they're actually from fucking Taiwan, Simu.
They spent more time in Taiwan than you spent in China.
They spent more time in Taiwan than he's probably ever spent in Taiwan.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, what the hell? So then because of that, people thought it was okay to send death threats. But he's condemning that, you know.
You just got done accusing them of cultural appropriation.
And saying that you don't want people like them succeed because it's not right.
And you're angry that they're succeeding. What did you think was going to happen?
Let this be a lesson to the people in Hollywood around Simu Liu. Okay, I want to say that I think we hit the really important discussion about cultural appropriation, what it is, how is something exploitative rather than kind of paying homage and paying respect. How is it not? Everybody and their brother is doing these teas. So you're going to go out to every fucking person who isn't testing genetically for being, you know, from Taiwan specifically and tell them they can't sell it? Then that's going to put the business owners in Taiwan, who are actually, you know, the suppliers for this, out of business. If they're successful and they're bringing it to the masses and they're doing it with the help of people in Taiwan, they have no problem with it. Who are you to say they can't?
This guy is like his
An insufferable
headspace.
bitch?
He is forever stuck in 2017. I mean, this is ridiculous.
No, I think he just does this to stay relevant because no one gives a shit about Simu Liu under normal circumstances. I still don't know whether they say the second Shang-Chi's coming, but who the hell knows? He said, you know, and in that conversation, by the way, I've experienced a massive wave of positivity and support from people from every community. And I think it's really credible. I've gotten a bunch of support from me saying that. Meanwhile, they got death threats, okay? He said, on the flip side, I've been made aware that the business owners have received a lot of death threats and harassment, otherwise just kind of bullying. And you probably just ended their business. And dogpiling. And I just want to say that full stop. It's never okay to make threats. It's never okay to bully and harass online. Or did you intend this? Because you're mad that they're making money on it. And then it's going to turn out that their business goes under because of, you know, if that happens, that's going to be on you. But hey, at least not white people aren't making money on what you're doing, right? Right, or the culture that your family left. But, you know, whatever.
Yeah, this guy is he's completely insufferable. I'm kind of sort of was like, hey, you know, maybe everybody's being a little hard on him or whatever. I'm like, no, every time you open your mouth, stupid comes out of it.
You can even say this movie's good, and he still puts you on a chart with everybody else saying that you said bad things. He is a complete dumbass.
Yeah,
and then they said that the company apologized because, you know, after you called them out, they said, here's what they said. After their business partners introduced their bubble tea beverage on the show, they're talking about what happened.
Yeah.
But they have what they said. First and foremost, we want to deeply apologize for the harm we've caused by our words and actions on the show.
You didn't do anything wrong.
You didn't do anything wrong.
You didn't do anything wrong.
While it was never our intention to cause harm or disrespect to a community that created and popularized this beloved drink, who they buy their supplies from directly and had no problem with it themselves, we take full responsibility for the impact of our actions. Additionally, Simu Liu raised some valid points regarding cultural appropriation. We welcome this learning opportunity. We fully understand the backlash of our feature on Dragon's Den based on what people saw on TV. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, so you know what's going to happen now, right? Their business is probably going to...
That's what I just said, yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to be his fault. Are you going to...
But he's not going to say it. That's what you get, colonizers. On the show, we were presenting our newest Boba formula, which hasn't been released everywhere yet. In this version, we removed all the artificial coloring, flavoring, and preservatives while maintaining a lower sugar content. This is what we were referring to when we mentioned a healthier option on the show. And then, you know, and then he's like, well, you know, we can disagree and everything. We can talk about it. I'm like, you didn't give a chance to talk about it.
The damage is done, dude. You put them on blast because you had a hair up your ass about fucking tea.
Well, no, they no matter what, it sounds to me like the way he acted. I want to deal with minorities. If you came up there and you're white, he was going to screw you over anyway.
Again, the brown woman next to him chewed his ass out.
Good. Go
And
her.
she's like, what is the deal? Like, you shot them down before they had a chance. Like, maybe they could learn from this. Maybe you could bring some of that to
If you
their
had
whatever.
partnered with them, you could be like, hey, well, I'm actually from this culture. Let me help you make it better.
And we can all make money.
Yeah, and then we can do it a better way. No. Yeah, I'm not going to back them because they're white. Well, that would, if only there was a word for that. Was it racism? Yeah, I think that's the right word.
Yeah, he's.
I mean, like, his attitude was bullshit. And then they got death threats because of it. I'm like, dude, you know what? What the hell? Literally, what the hell? And meanwhile, it blows my mind. They work with the distributors in Taiwan. They buy their supplies from Taiwan. She was saying, I guess, part of the show. They know that they're from Canada. They know what they're doing, and they have no problem with it.
And you know, the thing is that I can almost guarantee you that the Taiwanese suppliers don't give a shit. They're just like, we will spend your money.
Right, and now you might cost them jobs and money because now people are going to be not buying boba tea because they're afraid they're going to be culturally appropriating things, and now you're going to actually hurt people in Taiwan who are basically the suppliers for this stuff.
Yeah, because
if you're high horse in Canada, I'm just whatever, dude.
Yeah, I'm
Get over
done.
yourself.
I'm done with this guy. Like, he's a joke.
He's gonna get himself booted out of Hollywood because he's open. Then he'll use the whole "you're racist if you don't hire me" bullshit.
Yeah.
You're gonna get booted because you're a problem, and you shoot your mouth off and tell you too much, and you really have an awful big opinion of yourself for somebody who hasn't done realistically a whole lot comparative to other people. Just saying. Anyway, there you go.
Anyway, there we go, guys.
So after all of that, right? After he had that, and the stuff he said when they were off stage, and the stuff and how you saw how he behaved. You saw the clip, right?
Yeah.
Let's disagree with each other. Let's critique each other. You're not allowed to critique him though, guys. That's racism. Let's critique this idea of cultural appropriation. Let's talk about it. But you know, what we're not going to do is threaten people's physical safety and make people feel unsafe and cause them trauma that quite honestly they don't deserve. Well, you're the one that put the target on them by your attitude.
Absolutely. Whatever happened to punching down or being, cognizant of the platform you have, Simu, you just probably destroyed or helped destroy or at least tarnished a small business just because you had a hair up your ass about.
Let's not do that. But here he is again. It makes me sad.
It makes me sad
that people are
drinking Boba
when they're
with
got the raccoon sunglasses
that they don't have
and all
the
that stuff. And he's like, well, those kind of people.
Yeah.
But guys,
she knows what's up.
People shouldn't feel unsafe, and they don't deserve it. But you just did the same thing on air, and you just opened the floodgates.
Yeah, what an asshole. I'm sorry. It's like he's a joke. Are we gonna wrap this up?
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Join the reef. Go to clownfish-.com. That's clownfish-.com. You will get exclusive access to podcasts and videos and comic strips and more, as well as merch discounts. Check it out. If you were a member, you could get this t-shirt, this dismal t-shirt on our website. You'd get a 10% discount on that. You can also join in the community on clownfish-.com. Thank you so much for the support.